Be careful of the women who want you for the wrong reasons. Be careful of the women who want you for the wrong reasons. So there are a lot of women that may want you for the wrong reasons. They may want you for time and gym and sex. They may want you for come up. They may want you, to be with you just to be in a relationship. Be careful of the women who want you for the wrong reasons. Be careful of the women who want you for the wrong reasons. They may want you, like I said, for time and gym and sex, just to be in a relationship. They don't compliment you. If they don't compliment you, they're not right for you. They don't like what you stand for. They don't like what you're about. They're not excited about what you stand for, what you do for others. They just don't have that love and excitement, and they may have a person out there for them that, may care about what they care about, maybe into what they into, and let them be with that type of person. Let them go to be with that type of person, especially if God is leading you to let them go to be with another person. You see what I'm saying? Let them go and especially if God is calling you to a new relationship. I had to leave my relationship to go for the relationship that God is calling me to be with. It wasn't easy for me either, but you have to go and do what God tells you. It wasn't easy for me to leave my long-term relationship to go to try to be with another person. It wasn't easy, but if you obey God, it's not going to be easy. And it's where you should have trouble. But He said, "I put it from the mind." So you have to be able to go on God's path. When God says even if it's not easy, this was extremely hard for me to get with my relationship. It was a long-term relationship just to go to try to seek to be with another. And it's okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not entitled to a person, especially when God is calling you away from a person. So don't listen to people. A lot of people try to break us up. They don't want to see us together and stuff like that. But that is the proof we belong together. When people are trying to fight hard to break you up, the way they were trying to fight hard to break us up, that's proof that you belong together. That's proof that God is about to do that. Because they won't be trying to fight that hard. And the devil is fighting hard, and the devil is using a lot of these people to fight hard. But if these people are fighting hard like that, trying to keep us apart, break us up, you best believe it means we belong together. That's what happens when you see that in a relationship that God ordained. Yes, that means that you belong together. When you see that people are fighting hard to break you up in a relationship that God has ordained, then that means that you belong together. And that's how I know for sure you belong together, because that's the proof that you belong together. That's the proof you're supposed to get married as well. Okay, is in a situation where people are fighting hard to break y'all up and God ordained relationships. People are fighting hard to break y'all up when it's God ordained. That means you belong together for sure, for sure. When it is God ordained and people are fighting hard to break y'all up, that means y'all belong together for sure, because that's why it's happening. You see what I'm saying? It's happening. So you know, this is the right person, but you would try to go and be with somebody else because it's hard. No, God said the way is hard. You don't go and try to be with somebody else. I say it's the way it's hard. Because all kinds of stuff is happening. It gets hard. But that's a true love story. This is a true love story. You don't let people stop you just because they're fighting against it. You go ahead and you stand up and fight with the armor of God and you stay strong. That's what you gotta do. Because that's how it goes, okay? So don't let people stop you and don't give up just because people are fighting against it. Let God handle it. Let God take care of it, okay? He will work it out. Okay? You just give it to God. But you don't let people stop you because they're talking about it. No, that's the proof you belong together. When it is God ordained, this is for when it's God ordained. When it is God ordained and people is fighting against it, you best believe you belong together. When it is God ordained and people are fighting against it, you better believe it's God ordained. All right?